how did you meet the owner of this establishment? Because I've seen some of your photos. Truly phenomenal. And if you don't know, I'm gonna make some special graphic text. Here's his Instagram. See the photos. Truly amazing. Really wonderful.
It's coming soon. It's in the works. I'm just indecisive, and I have separation anxiety with my pictures. I can't decide which one to put, so it's taking a while.
We're gonna talk about that process, but let's talk about. So, you know what? Let's even go further back while we still have the time. When did you first pick up the camera, and what camera was it?
Now that's a story. So, the first time I had a camera was in 2008. 2009 is when I got the camera. And again, in my life, everything that's happened has just come to me. I think about it and it comes to me. My brother and his friends were really big into like nightlife, and I was like the young one, and I had, personality, the most outgoing. But they were going out every night, and this was in Miami, like when I think Miami was fun. People weren't on their cell phones. People actually went out to dance and like have a good time, and they wanted to kind of capture that. And this was like kind of around the start of Facebook and the start of social media, when it was getting popular. But they wanted to start kind of like a Facebook for nightlife in Miami. So we created what was then called Fast Life, Fast Money. They needed someone to go out and actually take the pictures. They knew I liked photography, didn't have a camera, had no lessons in photography, but they were like, look, we're buying you this camera. We're gonna print you some business cards. You got a personality. Go out and get us a club. And I was like, okay. And we had these ridiculous cards that they were like this big, and it said caught speeding. At the time, we thought it was the coolest idea. Now that I look back, I'm like, but I literally did that. I walked up and down Washington with this Nikon D60 that I had no idea how to use, and that was my first thing at photography. And I went. It was like about a week or two of like going and kind of walking up to the door and being nervous and being like, hey, I'm a photographer. No, and they wouldn't let us in. And then at the time there was Club Dream, and I walked up to the door and there was a door guy there, and I noticed that he was gay. And I was like, that's my in. And literally it worked. I went up to him and we just started talking. I was like, hey, I'm new. We're starting this website, whatever, long story short. He let us in. That night there was a promotional club called 400, and at the time 400 Club, they threw all like the major star-studded like hip hop parties. The owner of 400 was at the door, and I was walking in as he was there. He saw me with the camera, took the pictures throughout the night, ended up meeting someone, and they introduced me to him at the end of the night. He was like, send me the pictures, I want to see them. Sent him the pictures, and then they asked us to come back, and 2 years later I was shooting every party I've shot. Back then every like hip hop celebrity that would come into Miami, I've shot them. Willis McGahee, Vivica Fox, Chris Brown, Genuine, and they threw the best parties, and I was just like that. Just from walking around, I was thrown into this whole new career, and it just unfolded. Like, I didn't know how to do anything. I saw other photographers in the clubs at night, and I again followed what they did, and then in 2 years we were like the it thing, and everyone knew Fast Life, Fast Money.
That's incredible. The fact that you started off as an event photographer. I do events now, and I'm trying to transition into something more specific. And I am diversifying myself, doing podcasts, doing other things that photographers don't normally do. Yeah. As I clearly see, you do things that other photographers don't normally do, and it's working out in your favor.
I tried. They definitely tried.
But tell me, how did you get to this specific industry or genre of photography?
Well, the whole thing started because when I originally started with fashion and photography, I would look at magazines, and I was obsessed with like pictures, and I would always ask my mom to get me like fashion magazines, and I thought it was the clothing that I wanted, and I wanted to design the clothes. But after going to school and getting my degree in fashion, I realized it wasn't fulfilling enough, and I still kept looking at these magazines trying to understand what it was that I loved about these pictures. Long story short, it was I wanted to create the story of, you know, these garments and trying to tell the story that this designer was trying to like portray. So that's what got me kind of started with the whole like pursuing fashion photography. Is just wanting to be like a storyteller with beautiful clothing.
Okay. Did you watch any movies? Did any, like, what were, like, besides magazines, were there's anything that you were inspired by?
Yeah, my mother.
Yeah. Would you say
My
so?
mother was like, to me, my mother's style was like the best. Like, she was always so, you know, into like her makeup and her hair. And my mom always went to the hairdresser every Friday. And I just, you know, like, starting from home, that was my inspiration, because I had an example of someone who actually cared about how they looked. You know, really the way she styled her kids and stuff like that. So that's kind of where that whole style thing comes from. My grandmother was a dressmaker, so I've always had influences within fashion and styling in my life.
What was your favorite outfit that your mom wore?
The one that I sketched that she wore to my Uncle Donovan's wedding. Literally. It was like this ruby red, like, sweetheart, like, fitted dress, and it had, like, ruching hair. And I sketched it, and she had her friend make it, and that. And I also made her, like, a long skirt. I took my old jeans, and I busted the middle, and then I put, like, leopard and zebra, actually. I put zebra in the middle, and she wore it all the time. Literally. So those two things I would say are my favorite. Shout out to mom.
So would you say that your biggest supporter is your mom?
100%. 100%. I talk to my mom like 10 times a day. Like, I tell her everything. She's literally like my best friend, you know. My biggest influence is my mom, you know. But yeah, she's my biggest fan. I wish she was here. She's in Miami.
Okay.
In Connecticut.
Okay.
She's in Connecticut.
She's alive.
Yeah.
That's around
no,
there.
I'm saying I wish she was here now. You'd love her. She's great. She's literally like, I'm her. Like, we're the same person. We're the same personality.
Some people don't have that support.
Yeah.
Were you always a shy person?
Was
Yes.
that shy? No.
You weren't. You were never
No.
shy.
I just say I'm shy as a decoy, but I'm like, I'm not shy. It's kind of like my mechanism, but no, I wouldn't say shy. No, never.
Never.
Mm-mm. My mom, again, back to my mom. She always she always pushed me to be confident and to like love myself and self-love. So I feel like those things kind of shaped me and helped me kind of break out of the mold. Obviously, you know, we all have growing pains, and I had my ups and downs with confidence and blah, blah, blah. But I always had that reminder, you know, daily reminder. Even to this day, like, I wake up every day and my mom, she texts me like a powerful message or something to just kind of remind me to kind of keep pushing. So I think with that, that's kind of helped to shape the person I am today.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
That is really cool. Oh man. Shout out to moms.
Yes. Shout out to my mom, Vonnie G on Instagram. Follow her.
It's gonna be a graphic here or here or here.
Oh wait, I forgot.
If you can always shout out to here, here, and here.
That one instead of my phone.
Yeah. You can always go back to it.
Yeah.
Make them tease. No, but now that we got to the incredible support system that you had, she always instilled in you confidence and determination and ambition. She always she fed it. She fed that seed. Mm-hmm. And then that grew you into such a kind person. But you're not a weak person, because kindness is not weakness. You can outbench me.
Yeah. But I think it's more than the physical. I think it's mentally I'm not a weak person, you know. I used to think that, but I think going through life and seeing the things that I've accomplished, I've learned that I'm mentally I'm not weak, you know. And I used to accept that. I used to accept being weak, and we all have the opportunity to not be weak, and we all have the opportunity to grow and be stronger, and you know, that's, yeah.
What methods could you give to me to help me, let's say, grow my confidence, or it's spiritually, and mentally instead of physically? Like tidbits.
Self-love. I think, we all in life, we get caught up and we get busy and we're working and we're doing this and we're doing that, but yet we sometimes, and I'm guilty of it, I think we sometimes forget to set that time for us. I think it's very important to do things that enhance you, do things for you. When we have a group of friends, in the morning, sometimes when you're in the friend stage of your life, you pick up the phone, the first thing you want to do is go see your friends. When you're in the work stage of your life, first thing you do, you wake up, you shower, you go to work. Within all of that, we sometimes forget to do things for us, and I think something to help build your confidence is to set goals for yourself and to crush those goals and to do things to prove to yourself that you're worthy of everything that's coming to you. And that, for me, that's what's helped me with my confidence is, setting a goal and like proving to myself that I'm able to do it,
Wow. I could use a lot of those.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
That's what it is. I think, like I said, it's every time you accomplish something and you accomplish it in a positive way, and it's something that started as an idea, but then you actually put action to it and you see it come to life, obviously that's only going to make you want more. So I taught, like with photography, I kept setting goals for myself. I said, okay, next year I want an internship. Internship found me, the following year I said, I want to shoot, models. It started happening. The next year I said I wanted to work in a modeling agency. That happened. So after each goal, after each thing that kept happening, I kept saying, like, it was like one more notch on my confidence belt. One more notch. I can do this. I can do that. But within that, there's a lot of failure. There's a lot of times where it doesn't happen the way you want to, but that's where you got to keep pushing and keep going. And it sounds cliche and, at times we don't want to hear that, but that's the reality of it. Like, you just got to keep pushing.
Yeah, I believe from my philosophy, I believe that people say quotes, others live them.
Live them, yeah. It's true.
Yeah, because you never know what a quote. I just realized, let's say if it's like a bad client, and it's just like, there's times where I'm just like, I finally get that Jay-Z quote. Yeah. Where it's just like, set a price and live your life.
Yeah. That's perfect. That's actually really perfect. I think, like you said, it's about the action. We can all read quotes and do them, but it's living them and actually doing something, because I've been guilty of it, where I sit around and I say quotes and I say this and I try to boost myself up, but then I'm not doing anything. I'm sitting on my couch complaining about why my life isn't going the way it wants to, but yet I just sat and, 3 of my friends came over and we're at the beach and we're doing this, but yet here's this career that I'm trying to build, but I'm not doing anything to get it, Mm-hmm. So, action. Action equals confidence. Take action and your confidence will naturally go up.
So I hope you guys love this video and the videos that I have been producing.
Let's go.
I love the people, I love the guests. If there's any feedback that you would like to give me, please let me know in the comments below.
Yes.
If you can please subscribe. If there's any way that I can improve on it, let me know. I would be glad to hear it. And I also want to know what's on your mind. This is an ongoing conversation.
Let's go.
I want to, understand you guys more. I want to provide more value, more content for you.
Yeah.
So if there's anything that I can do, just please let me know. I'll gladly help out to the best of my abilities to provide you this content.
You're crushing it, bro. Let's go.